the floor of the double dungeon. Blood everywhere, mostly yours. Around you, the hunters who entered this place are dead, all of them. And the massive stone statue of the god, smiling, always smiling, is turning its carved head toward you. You can't run. Your legs are destroyed. Your mana is non-existent. It always was. You are Kang Soo-won, E rank, the weakest hunter in South Korea, dying in a dungeon that wasn't supposed to exist. But then, a blue window appears, hovering in front of your failing eyes. You have been chosen as a player of the system. Will you accept? To understand what that question really means, what it costs, we need to go back to the beginning, back to when the world first changed. And you didn't. Soul, you are 24. 10 years ago, gates began appearing across the world, portals into dungeons filled with magic beasts. Ordinary people awakened with supernatural abilities. They became hunters, ranked E through S. The powerful ones became rich, famous, untouchable. You awakened at the bottom. E rank, the absolute floor. Your mana is so low it barely registers. Your physical stats are below average. Not below average for a hunter, below average for a human. The National Hunter Association classifies you as the weakest hunter in the entire system. You raid the lowest level gates, places stronger hunters wouldn't bother entering, and still come back broken. Fractured arms, stitches, hospital visits stacked on top of hospital bills. Your raid party keeps you around because gates require a minimum head count. You're a number, filler, a warm body, standing in the back. You earn barely enough to keep your mother alive. She lies in a hospital bed, trapped in the eternal sleep, a mysterious condition tied to mana. The bills don't stop, so you don't stop. They call you the weakest, to your face. Other hunters laugh. Online forums mock you by name. Kang Soo-won, humanity's weakest weapon. You gain nothing from this life except the ability to keep your mother breathing for one more month. And what you lose, every raid, every scar, every joke at your expense, is the belief that you matter at all. But you keep entering the gates, because the moment you stop, she dies. A routine D-rank gate. Your party, led by the hunter Park Dae-ho, clears it easily. But behind the boss chamber, a second entrance waits. A gate inside a gate, something that has never been recorded. The raid leader, against better judgment, decides to explore. You follow because you have no voice in this group. Inside, a cathedral of stone, enormous, ancient, lined with statues holding weapons. A central figure sits on a throne, the god of the dungeon, carved, smiling, and a set of commandments appears on a stone tablet. Worship. Do not move past the throne. Do not challenge. Someone breaks a rule, and the statues come alive. What follows is a massacre. Hunters are cut apart, burned, crushed, people screaming your name, begging you, the weakest one, to find the exit. You watch people die in ways that will never leave your memory. You lose your legs below the knee. You use your own body as a distraction to buy time for others to reach the door. Most don't make it. You are the last one alive, crawling through blood. The god statue standing above you, still smiling. And then the system appears. A blue screen. A question. You press accept, not because you're brave, because you're not ready to leave your mother alone. You die. And something else begins. You wake up in a hospital bed, fully healed, both legs intact, no scars. The doctors have no explanation. But floating in front of your eyes, invisible to everyone else, is a blue interface. Your stats, your level, your quests. The system has turned your life into a game, and you are the only player. A daily quest appears every morning at midnight. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 10-kilometer run. Complete it, or be pulled into a penalty zone designed to kill you. You do it. Every day, your body screams. Your muscles tear and rebuild. The numbers tick upward. Strength, agility, vitality, perception. Points you can allocate. Skills you can unlock. You re-enter gates alone. E-rank dungeons that used to hospitalize you are finished in minutes. Then D-rank. Instance dungeons appear. Private zones only you can access. You grind them mercilessly. The system feeds you weapons, items, experience. You level up again and again. And you enter the penalty zone, a desert of red sand and impossible creatures, and survive what should have killed any hunter alive. You come out stronger, harder, different. No one knows. Mireille, your sister, sees you coming home less injured and says nothing. The Bureau still has you registered as E-rank. To the world, nothing has changed. But alone in the dark, surrounded by monsters that would make B-rank hunters retreat, you are becoming something this world has never seen. You gain power, raw, escalating, addictive power, the kind that makes the air feel different when you walk into a room. And what you lose is the last version of yourself that was fully human. The Demon Fortress, the Crimson Gate, Hanem Island, each battle pushes you further. Each enemy is stronger than the last. But after defeating Varen, the Blood Knight Commander, something new happens. The system offers a class, Necromancer, Shadow Extraction. You press accept, and the world splits open. The defeated knight's shadow peels off the ground, rises, takes form, kneels before you. It speaks one word, command. You begin building your army. Every powerful enemy you defeat, their shadow can be extracted. Varon, Gorath, Mace. Shadows that fight for you, level with you, exist in your darkness until you call them forward. The National Hunter Association reclassifies you. B rank. Then A rank. Chairman Yoon Seok watches from a distance. Fascinated, the strongest S-rank hunters, Han Jae-sung, Kwon Tae-hyun, Yu Sarah, begin noticing you, some with curiosity, some with suspicion. Yu Sarah can smell your mana. It terrifies her and draws her closer. Stories like this, about what it actually means to gain power no one else can understand, about the space between becoming a protector and becoming something people fear, deserve to be told. If you think so too, subscribe. There are more of these coming, much darker ones. You solo the Hanem Island S-rank gate, the one that killed an entire Korean strike force. Your shadows pour out of the ground like a flood. The Ant General, the creature that killed the nation's strongest hunter, falls to you. Kazul rises from its corpse, your most powerful soldier. You gain fame, wealth, national-level recognition. Your sister is safe. Your mother still sleeps. But you are closer to finding a way to wake her. But Yu Sarah looks at you and sees something she can't name. Kwon Tae-hyun watches you fight, and his instincts, the ones that kept an S rank alive, tell him to run. Your shadow army grows, and with it, a distance between you and every living person. You are the strongest hunter in South Korea, maybe the world, and the loneliness is absolute. The rulers, the monarchs, the system itself. It hits you like a collapsing building. The gates were never random. The dungeons were never natural. Everything, the awakenings, the ranks, the hunters, was preparation. A cosmic war between the rulers of light and the destroyers of darkness, fought across dimensions, using Earth as the final battlefield. The Shadow King, Umbros, chose you, not because you were special, because you were empty, weak enough to be rebuilt, patient enough to endure, human enough to feel what the immortal beings could not. Your father, Kang Il-sung, disappeared into a gate years ago. He didn't die. He was trapped between dimensions, used as a vessel by the rulers. When you finally see him again, he is barely human. And the reunion lasts only moments before the war tears you apart again. The destroyers arrive. The dragon sovereign Dracon, the strongest of them all, descends on Earth. Cities burn. S-rank hunters fall. The world you fought to protect begins to break. You command 100,000 shadows. You fight across dimensions. You face beings that existed before time had a name. You gain the full power of the Shadow Sovereign, Umbros's throne, his army, his memory. You become the thing that darkness fears. And what you lose, standing in the ruins of a city you couldn't save fast enough, is the last piece of the boy who just wanted to pay his mother's hospital bills. You win. Dracon falls. The destroyers retreat. The war ends. But the world is broken. Millions are dead. Cities are ash. And the system, the thing that made you, offers one final option. The hourglass of return. Turn back time. Reset everything. Erase the gates, the awakenings, the destruction. Give humanity a world where none of this ever happened. The cost? You fight the destroyers alone, in the space between dimensions. For 27 years, alone with your shadows, waging an eternal war while time rewinds on Earth. You accept 27 years of fighting. No sun, no seasons, no human voice. Just you and your army in an endless dark. Killing, surviving, remembering a world that is slowly forgetting you existed. When it's finally over, when the last destroyer falls and time finishes its reset, you return. Your mother is awake, healthy, cooking breakfast. Your sister is in school, complaining about exams. Your father is alive, reading the newspaper. No one remembers the gates. No one remembers the hunters. No one remembers Kang Soo-won. You sit at the table. Your mother passes you rice. Mireille argues with your father about something small. And you smile, carrying the memory of 100,000 battles, a shadow army, 27 years of solitude, and a war that saved 8 billion people who will never know your name. Sarah, passes you on the street one day. She pauses, turns around. She doesn't know why. Something in your presence feels familiar, like a word she can't remember. She doesn't know you, but something deeper than memory does. And late at night, when the apartment is quiet and your family sleeps peacefully in a world you bled across dimensions to protect, you stand by the window, and in the glass reflection, just for a moment, you see them. Your shadows, still there, still loyal, still remembering what you were. The question isn't whether you'd accept the system if that blue screen appeared in front of you. The question is, could you fight alone for 27 years, save everyone, and then sit at breakfast like nothing happened?